So, AJ Lee potentially returning in big 2025. Is it actually happening? How sure are we that it's going to happen? And what does it actually mean for the WWE product? Well, let's look at it, shall we? So, where are these reports coming from? Well, let's be real here. It's been teased on WWE ever since Becky Lynch technically joined the Seth Riders. That's right, I'm calling them the Seth Riders. Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, Paul Heyman, and now seemingly Becky Lynch, and obviously she joined them by costing CM Punk the World Championship at Clash in Paris, and has aligned herself with Seth, whilst it seems as though Braun and Bronson are doing their own thing for a little bit, because obviously Seth and CM Punk have this thing going on, and that means that CM Punk needs a tag partner to take on Becky Lynch, and it seems as though everything is kind of leading towards it being AJ Lee. Now, usually this would just be like okay, the rumors are kind of going a bit crazy right now, but Fightful have reported, and obviously always when wrestling journalists report stuff, obviously kind of take it with a pinch of salt, but Fightful have usually been pretty on the nose with this stuff. Fightful are obviously reporting that AJ Lee is set to return to WWE, and with everything brewing, it seems so it's the perfect time to bring her in, have her in a mixed tag match with Punk versus Seth and Becky, and boom, there you go. It's probably going to happen at WrestlePalooza in what, like 15, 16 days from now. I think it's September 20th. I think they're competing with AEW All Out, but yeah, it's an interesting thing, because again, it's like they've built to this very quickly, and I'm pretty certain we're going to find out on Friday. I'm recording this on the Wednesday, just so you're aware. I was trying to figure out when I was going to upload this, but basically on SmackDown, I'm pretty certain, I think they're going to announce who it's going to be, or like who Punk is bringing in, and it seems as though it's going to be AJ Lee. Now, let me actually show you. Let me like set everything up, and I'll show you the reports. And so yeah, as you can see here, if we look on Fightful, you know, WWE sources have indicated, well, it says indicate, are we good, Sean? Alright, WWE sources have indicated that AJ Lee is set to return to the ring as reiterated on WLO. Is that Wrestling Observer Live? Yeah, I think that's Meltzer, which scares me a little bit, because I'm not gonna lie, Meltzer, it is what it is. But like, it's not just that, but if you also look, it's like AJ Lee's return isn't necessarily a one-off. I mean, that makes sense. Why bring her back if you're only gonna have her do like one thing? Let's be real here. AJ Lee has been gone for what, like a decade or something like that? Like, I'm not gonna lie, AJ Lee left before I started watching WWE. But AJ Lee was someone who, even though I didn't see her live at the time, is someone who I went back and was like, hang on a minute, she's actually really cool. So I'm a bit of an AJ Lee guy, I can't lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's in like my top 5 or top 10 or anything like that, but she is definitely one of those wrestlers who I'm a big fan of. And obviously, I'm a big CM Punk guy. I think people know this. So like, it's a very interesting thing. But I'm worried that like, has something come out about AJ Lee returning in maybe another capacity, which I think is crazy, because like, why wouldn't you do it in this? But it's like, why like rush through all of this to get it for WrestlePalooza? It makes a lot of sense to why they're rushing to WrestlePalooza, and it's because, well, WrestlePalooza is the first pay-per-view on ESPN for WWE. Like, they stacked up the Netflix card. They did. They stacked up NXT on the CW. They've done all of that stuff, and quite frankly, it is genuinely just to pop an initial rating, which is what WWE have been doing since they've been moving from platform to platform. Like I said, they've been stacking up these cards, been bringing in top name after top name, and for the first few weeks on the Netflix era, the Raws on Netflix felt more important than pay-per-view. And I feel like this was something that I was mentioning back when I first spoke about the move to Netflix, which was they're going to prioritize it. Why? Because they want people to buy Netflix and get the Netflix subscription to watch Raw. And now that they've got the ESPN thing for pay-per-view, I think it's only a matter of time before they move everything, so SmackDown and NXT, in America to Netflix as well. Maybe not. Maybe the CW is very happy with how NXT's doing, and that wouldn't be a massive, like, it would be like a massive benefit to move it over to Netflix just yet. But I feel like we are looking ever closer to that move to purely Netflix internationally. Because obviously in the UK we have it. I think in most other markets, pretty much all of it's available on Netflix too. So like, I feel like it's only a matter of time before WWE either lands like fully on ESPN in America or fully on Netflix. I don't know which one that's going to be. We will see. But back to the topic at hand, which is, if AJ Lee is coming back, then Punk and AJ have to win. I feel like, as weird as it sounds, that's kind of what has to happen, which is why I'm sat here going, this has been a bit rushed, because couldn't you have had Punk grab someone from the current roster to kind of fight alongside him? It's sort of like, okay, I need to get this dealt with now. Let me call in someone, maybe like a Bayley, and then Bayley goes off the handlebars during that tag match, leaving Punk on his own. And then, you know, you do like the digital exclusive like they always do of like, hey, I need to find someone I can trust, someone who I know better than anybody, and thus the rumor mill begins. I get why they're going immediately to AJ Lee, because they want it on WrestlePalooza, they want that big moment. They're probably going to have AJ Lee be announced beforehand, because let's be real, you know, as cool as it is to sell things on a rumor like CM Punk's return and Mercedes Moné's debut within AEW, WWE, I find, really do rely heavily on, yeah, AJ Lee is going to be here. Randy Orton is basically all confirmed for Survivor Series when he returned, because at the end of the day, you can sell tickets on rumors, or you can sell tickets on, yeah, this person's going to be there. And like, that's the thing, right? Is that as much as I'm sitting here and complaining that like, the story could have been better, the story could have been better, I do understand it from a full business perspective, that AJ Lee being announced, maybe even showing up on SmackDown. I don't know. Where is this SmackDown rumor coming from? Hold on, let me look this up, because I've seen some people floating around SmackDown. There we go. Sean Ross Sapp once again. So, WWE sources have indicated that AJ Lee is set to return to the ring as reiterated on Wrestling Observer Live. WWE sources also tell Fightful Select that most in the company consider it a foregone conclusion that she will be announced or be at this Friday's SmackDown. So, yeah, it's most likely going to be announced at a WrestlePalooza. We're getting Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Punk and AJ Lee. And again, the reason why they're doing this is to generate buzz, generate hype moments and aura, you know, as the thing goes. But like, as much as I'm sitting here and going, the story could have been better, the story could have been better, it's a business. And if this is going to generate a bunch of buzz and more sales and a bunch of people subscribing to ESPN, then unfortunately, as sucky as it sounds for, you know, trying to like actually like enjoy the storytelling of professional wrestling, it really is just a good business move. Like, I can't sit here and say otherwise, but am I, like, right, to wrap this up before I keep rambling for ages, am I excited for AJ Lee to potentially return at either tonight on SmackDown or at WrestlePalooza or wherever? Yeah, go on, why not? It's sick, right? Especially if she has Let's Light It Up as a theme, so that's an absolute banger, let's be real here. But do I wish that they could have just told the story a little bit longer? Part of me does, right? Like, part of me wish that they played the long game a little bit, but the Seth Punk story has been going on for so long that I can kind of forgive it, especially seeing as, like I said, it's going to generate a lot of buzz. But let me know what you guys think. Are we all being misled? Is AJ Lee actually even going to show up? Is she going to return? I feel like people say this all the time. It's a bit like when CM Punk came back. For like years it was CM Punk return confirmed, but we'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We got more wrestling think pieces here for you, and YouTube really thinks you'll like this video, so if you've already seen all of them, you know, consider checking that out. See ya!